You have to constantly self-analyze and just reflect on how what you're doing is contributing to or taking away from the chaos. My name is Betsy Casañas. I am a public and community artist. My work has always been autobiographical, a reflection of my experiences in the community. I'm working in community that have been plagued with violence. I'm working in community that have these open drug markets, folks that are struggling with addiction, with mental health. And when I'm creating work, the idea is to show all the beautiful things that also come from the community. This particular body of work, this abstract work, I felt like that tension from the neighborhood could be captured, right? The essence of it. I like playing with that idea with the abstract work when you're thinking about trauma, when you're thinking about things you no longer have control over. When you think about violence and you think about aggression, usually it's something that's out of your control. I love working in the abstract, and I haven't always. Abstract work has I've transitioned into it maybe about 10 years ago. Like I started playing with it, and then all of a sudden it made sense to me. Like forms started to make sense to me. I usually work on a lot of these pieces at the same time, right? So I'm working with the same palette of paint. I'm working with the same materials. So you are going to see some repetition of color in the series that I'm working on. I can't work on one piece and only finish that one piece. I work again, I'll do a series of 30 on the same pieces and kind of manipulate them until it gets to a point where I'm happy with, and then I'll throw something on it and do layers and then come back into it and start breaking it down. And then I get to a point where I am zeroing in on one piece and isolating it from the rest so that I could find moments that are really beautiful. I was just playing. I was still playing with different forms. I was still playing with layers. And I feel like the abstract work offers me something. It excites me. I get really excited with the abstract pieces. I really liked the way pieces kind of worked in unison, right? How they looked when they were in groupings. They're only put together because it's part of a body of work, as the exhibit is a body of work that's supposed to work together. With Libre y Peligrosa, there was a group of women pleneras. Plena is obviously the folkloric music of Puerto Rico, and it's usually male-dominated. So there was a group of women who had a plena called Libre y Peligrosa, and they came to my show and performed it. I always want to include other voices, not just necessarily just my own. We had these young women, and they wrote their own songs. And Libre y Peligrosa was one of the pieces. So in the background, you have a variation of the writing of that group of pleneras. After I finished that residency in Puerto Rico, I came back to Philadelphia and I started these larger pieces. I like the fluidness of the abstract work. I like that you could see some of the original lines. These particular pieces always start off in a more aggressive manner. I like working with charcoal, and I kind of just go at it and I go crazy a little bit in the beginning, and I just start very aggressively mark making. I feel like this particular body of work really made me take a harder look at community, right? Like what creates a safe community? There's always something to do in order to kind of keep things back and to create a healthy environment. And if you look at your own world as like a garden, what are the elements that are making it unsafe? It's like really identifying what is not working in this space. And you can't understand what's not working if you're not looking. You can't understand what's out of order if everything is out of order. With these particular pieces, it's really about self-reflection, how you want others to feel in your environment, right? We're the authors of our own stories. When folks come to see this exhibit, my hope would be that it's relatable. You can relate to the story behind the work. And it's about humanizing the stories of North Philadelphia.